Get ready for the Hustle Northwest podcast, where Oregon's dreamers, doers, and entrepreneurs share their stories. Get inspired, get motivated, and get ready to hustle. Now, here are your hosts, Brian and Carrie.
So today on Hustle Northwest, we have the owners of Floso.
That's right.
If you live near Salem, you've probably heard of them. If not, your kids have, and they're begging you to take them there. That's our kids, right?
Yeah.
Brad Reynoso is a Salem-based entrepreneur who built a career in construction before founding Willamette Valley Excavation in 2012. In 2024, he and his wife Ashley teamed up with their good friends Danielle and Karlee Flores to launch Floso Dirty Soda, bringing a fresh spin to the beverage scene. A husband and father of three, Brad stays busy with hunting, basketball, and coaching his kids' team while staying actively involved in his church and community. Karlee Flores is an award-winning photographer, writer, and creative entrepreneur. She founded the food blog Olive and Artisan in 2015, celebrating her brands like Nespresso, Anthropology, and Tillamook. With over a decade of experience in branding and marketing, she also writes. Karlee is writing on Substack, a featured newsletter by the platform in 2024. She co-founded Floso Dirty Soda, bringing her creative touch to the business.
Are you okay?
I'm trying. When she's not crafting visuals and stories, she's gardening.
It's just
Gardening.
It was so impressive.
It
I know.
is.
It's just
I'm just getting so tongue-tied and impressed by it. Doting on her
She's
cats
fangirling right
and
now.
dreaming of the next big project.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm through all that. Yeah. So you guys can rewind and listen to it and maybe get something out of it if I'm not tongue-tied.
Stroke somewhere in there. I'm not
I almost need like a dirty soda or something because I think
you could just
Yes,
get
I agree.
I think my mouth is so dry. I just
I
was.
think so.
Yeah.
Oh,
lucky.
Look
you.
at that. There's some dirty sodas right there. So tell us, we're going to dive into what is Floso.
Mhm.
You guys started this, but what are we looking at right here?
We're looking at dirty sodas.
Yeah.
And straight from our truck this morning, this is a classic. That's a Dr. Pepper coconut cream, and fresh lime.
Oh,
Float the river that has Sprite, blue raspberry, coconut, and
That's
we
my
have
favorite.
a little frog and a peacho, so it looks like it's floating the river.
okay.
We love that. This is a summer house, which is Mountain Dew, pomegranate, and it has a raspberry puree in it. Very delicious.
All right.
This is actually our refresher, so it's a soda water base. Soda water?
soda water?
Oh, I'm
I
not the
think you're
only
right.
one. Okay.
It's a soda water base. It has coconut, pineapple, and mango puree with coconut cream.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a mouthful, but it sounds delicious.
So I
It
think we all
really
just
is.
close our
All right.
eyes and then just grab whichever one.
Just
kidding.
toss straws and see where they land, right?
I know Brad wants the SPF.
No, you guys try. I've had enough of these already. So
No, you're supposed to say I can't get enough of
I
it.
can't get enough of them, but
I will physically fight you for it.
try. I want you to try it.
Yeah, you do
Which
need
one
to
do you
try the
go?
classic. That's our top. These are both our top sellers right
Okay.
there.
So I'll do this one because it's closer
Yes.
to me, and I do like Dr. Pepper.
So I'll do this one because it's my favorite.
She already knows.
So see, I was gonna physically fight you for this one.
Oh,
I'm glad
okay.
it's not coming to that. But
Yeah.
I would have gone and got one.
I love
So.
it. She'll be like, "It's fine. Violence is not the answer."
Yeah.
It's really good.
So which one are you guys gonna get then?
Well, I'm gonna do SPF because Brad didn't claim it.
That's fine. I'll do the summer house here, which I don't know if I've
You've never
ever
had it.
actually had the summer
Yeah.
house because, well, it has Mountain Dew, and I'm not a huge Mountain Dew. I'm more of a Dr. Pepper guy. Or
Do you want to trade me?
No.
I've had this one clearly a
No,
lot.
no.
I'm afraid you're gonna have to fight for it
I
now,
know.
since that's the rule.
I'm not saying I won't like it.
Okay.
I just haven't tried it.
So how many flavors do you guys have right now?
Oh my gosh, like drink recipes or the actual flavors in the truck that you can customize.
I guess both. I guess how many
Jesus.
like actual flavors do you have, and how many of those have you made into recipes?
Well, I don't know. I think we have maybe around 25 to 30 flavors, and then we have like 3 purees, some juices, and then we have
3 creams.
3 creams, right? Coconut,
Yeah.
vanilla, half and half, and then we have some sugar-free as well, which I
Okay.
think is around 10.
So I guess before we get into people are like flavors of what? What is dirty
I was gonna
soda?
say, what
Yes.
is
Yeah. So tell us about what is dirty soda, so they know what we're talking about, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess if you think of like an alcoholic beverage, where you take the alcohol out,
Yeah.
it's just like a mixed drink that the base is soda.
Okay.
So we have some that are like topped with orange juice, some that are with lemonade, or we add the cream, we add the purees. It's just some sort of concoction of a soda.
I
Okay.
like to describe it as like an Italian soda, but
Yes.
instead of the soda water, you're using a soda base, like a Dr.
Yeah.
Pepper or
Mhm.
Sprite.
It's a little
And you're
less
adding those.
intimidating when you like pull it into something you already know.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
Okay. It adds more a different flavor to it. It's
Yes.
because people like recognize Dr. Pepper, they recognize Pepsi and some of these
Yeah.
other brands. Like I can pick up on that flavor. It's not just like sparkling water.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's mixing like alchemy of flavors. That
Yes.
type
Alchemy. I
Ooh,
like
that's
that.
a good
Yeah,
one. Yeah, he's like, you can use that.
Yeah. that sounds like a good blog title.
It
Alchemy of
does.
flavors.
A very non-pretentious
No,
either.
no.
Which is what we were going
Yeah.
for.
So how did you guys think up the Floso idea?
How'd you come up with the name?
Yeah.
The name was really hard. We came up with a million names.
Names are like very
Impossible.
difficult, and we're trying to make a name that like you would, when you say it, you think, oh, it's a dirty soda, or it's like a
Right.
drink of some sort. And we kind of veered away from that because everything is copyrighted in
Yeah.
the restaurant world and,
Yeah.
and
Or
all that.
cheesy.
Yeah, and so then we're thinking like, well, there's like Amazon and Target, and like that has
Yeah.
nothing to do with what they're actually doing. And
You
so
can brand it.
we kind of opened up our
Our name.
our name, I guess.
His last name's Reynoso. Our last name's Floso. Flores. Now it's Floso. It's our government name.
It's your
Um,
government name.
Yeah, so we just did a bunch of mixes until,
we merged our two last names
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
Flores and Reynoso, and we
I
end up
like
with
it.
Floso.
and it sounds like flowing soda. So.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought that
Kiss me.
like it meant originally.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So when we messaged you and you messaged back and said what your name was, I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, so I got part of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
When people catch on, it's always like,
it's like a
we
light
did
bulb
it.
moment.
Yeah.
What was
love
what was one of the early names that you came up with? Like, what was the first one? Like, oh, that's not good.
I think our first one was Dirty Pop.
There's Dirty Pop. I think there was like Gulp.
Gulp.
Uh,
So duh.
so, duh.
I think we had Graveyard for a second, and then Brad was like, I think that's a little too dark.
It's a little dark. It's
It's
like,
a little dark. I get that.
I mean, if like our age, like the graveyard, right? You mixed all the sodas
Yeah.
together. That's
Yeah,
what you call the
totally.
graveyard,
Yeah.
and it's kind
Also
of
for the graveyard shift, I think it's supposed to be like something people did when they worked overnight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope.
All right. Well, I like your new name. I like the
Thank
new
you.
name. I
You
think.
picked well.
We had to go to a lawyer too, because like all of these names are taken, and that's I think why we like kind of looked at
Okay.
something that was like so unique to us that
Okay.
it really, and we're so happy that's what we did.
well, they like suggested like you just make up something because
Yeah.
you're not gonna be able to use something
Yeah.
that has like the name drink or soda in it
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it not be copyrighted
Yeah.
Okay.
or taken.
So somebody asked, they want to know how much the initial investment was to open the business.
Oh my gosh.
It's an ongoing thing.
Seriously.
We haven't closed that loop
Yeah,
yet.
well, and because we haven't even finished our first year. So
And that's
Depends
gonna
on-
be different from like anything you open. There's like coffee stands
mhm.
that could be one price, and a coffee stand that could be totally like twice as much. So it's all
Yeah.
depending on the equipment. I mean, you guys are operating right now out of a mobile setup.
Mhm. Mhm.
Is that your intention, is to stay mobile forever and ever?
No, we
No.
have very big dreams. So
Yeah, so the idea with I think the mobile setup was that we could get out into the market without signing a long-term lease
Yeah.
because we didn't know. I mean, the dirty soda is very popular in Utah and in the southern warmer states. We didn't know how it was going to take off here in the Northwest, and so to kind of make sure we could maybe if the things didn't go well, we could retrieve some of that money back. We invested into a food truck that we could, if it went south, we could sell it and
Yeah.
get some of our investment back.
You can always rattle can it and
Yeah.
call it some of that.
Yeah,
something else.
you could call it something else, but the idea, and Karlee, if you want to expand on it, the idea is to not be in a food truck, but to be more permanent.
yeah,
So.
that was the idea from the beginning. But not that we were scared, but we knew what we had was we had to convert people to dirty soda. We had to tell
Yeah.
people what it was, and they didn't know. I mean, a lot of people didn't know, and a lot of people were looking for it. But it really was a situation where we were like, well, if we are mobile, we can hit more people.
So who had the dirty soda first and came up like with the
Yes, that
That's
would be
good.
Ashley, Brad's wife.
Yep.
Okay.
So she followed a lot of Instagram influencers from. She probably is gonna hate me for telling this story, but followers or influencers from Utah,
Okay.
and these ladies would always have a drink with them, and the big dirty soda drink down there is Swig, the company down
Mhm.
there is Swig, and so she'd saw all these, and she's like, "What are they drinking? Like, what is a dirty soda?" Like a lot of questions people have in the Northwest, and so she looked into it, came up with the idea, and she's has a very business mindset, and so she was like, "Man, what if we did like
Mhm.
brought this to Northwest?" Because she looked it up, and we tried to buy a franchise from Swig, and they weren't expanding into the Northwest, and so we're like, "Well, let's just make it up our own. Like, why do we
do
need to
it.
pay somebody else to have an idea? Like, we can figure it out, right? It's easy."
Yeah.
It's not as easy as you think, though.
So the idea is
There's
to
that.
be it's an alternative to coffee.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think some of them were like Pepsi mixed with like half and half, and that
Mhm.
was kind of like
Yeah.
almost like an iced coffee type of drink.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I think Pepsi Noir is one of our highest selling Pepsi drinks, which is like Pepsi cherry, vanilla, and then you add half and half if you'd like, and it is so good. And it looks like an iced coffee.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
there's a lot of people. I mean, Carrie included. She doesn't like coffee
Yeah.
as much. So,
Fair.
and she doesn't like having like the big full like Red Bull
Yes.
energy drink
I
type
can't
drinks.
handle energy drinks. I was already
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
given enough when I was born, so
Yeah.
we don't need to add to that. So
Yeah. So this is kind of an alternative that you can go get drinks for everybody. It's something
Yeah.
that everybody can kind of drink. Even the kids
Right.
can get
You
in
know,
on
or
it.
in the afternoon, you've already had your coffee, but you want a little treat, or you want something while you're running errands that isn't coffee.
Yeah.
It's another alternative.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
And
you're seeing a big shift too in like the younger generation
Mhm.
of going away from coffee. Where like when I was graduating high school, it's kind of like your entry into adulthood. It's like you start drinking coffee in the morning,
Mhm.
right?
yeah.
And you drink it black, and that's how it is. Now kids are
put some
energy,
hair on your chest.
yeah,
already.
you got to be tough. And now it's like the energy drinks and like sodas, and like you don't see any kids drinking coffee anymore. And if they
Yeah.
do, it's pretty much like a milkshake, anyways. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we see a big shift, especially with like Dutch Brothers. Like you kind of just see what is selling there, and what's selling there is not. I mean, it's coffee, but it's not the primary, drink they're selling. They're selling their energies, their mixed drinks, and things like that. So I think people are looking for something different that isn't maybe energy, that
Mhm.
isn't coffee, and this kind of like fills the gap.
Yeah. So I guess your busy times are probably in the morning or in the afternoon.
3 o'clock is our busiest
3
hour.
o'clock?
Because everybody's out of school.
Yeah,
They're
I
all
think that must be what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's slower in the morning, but I mean, when I went there this morning to do this, there was a few cars in the drive-through already.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's an all-day thing, but I think the busiest is right in the afternoons.
it seems like lunch, and then like
Mhm.
right after school and right after work, 3 and
Yep.
5 o'clock, somewhere in
Okay.
there.
That like late afternoon slump where you just need something.
For
Got
sure.
it.
And
Sure.
Saturday is pretty much just all day long.
I know.
Yeah.
So, and you guys are closed on Sunday and Monday, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. And so we were talking about when I first started seeing you guys, like there would be people that would post these pictures on social media and they're like, Floso's here. I'm like, what is Floso? But I
Yeah.
would see your truck and it was just this, what color would it be? Teal? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a greenish.
So it's just this big teal, like it looks like a food truck.
Yeah.
And then you guys would be at this event and this
Mhm.
event. And I'm like, what is this? Because I wasn't seeing this. I was just
Yes.
seeing the truck
Yes.
everywhere. And so finally somebody posted about it and I was like, we're going to go see what it is. So I took my kids through there one day and they were like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what is this? So,
That's so great.
but I was joking that you guys have like a cult following. It
Mhm.
feels like almost people like were hunting you down. Like, here's where
Yes.
it reminded me of like, remember when Chick-fil-A came in before they were
Yes.
here and they would just have these little pop-up things?
Totally.
Very much so.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what we were hoping for. And we'll say, I mean, I recognize people who come from our very first event. They're there weekly. And we have such a loyal customer base, and we're like so thankful for them because they saw us and supported us day one, and they're still around. And it's like, it's just so cool to like see them and like even remember their names, or like, oh wait, I saw you at this event. And they're like, oh yeah, we were there. And here they are, just like a regular every other day.
What was
customer.
your first event? That you
It
guys
was a CFC tournament.
Yep, the Capital Football Club, the soccer fields off
did?
State Street.
Okay.
They had a tournament there, and they asked if we would have a truck because they always need vendors, and they have a lot
Yeah.
of people going through there, and hot summer day, and it was gonna be perfect.
It
so.
was perfect. And Brad did a great job because I was like, come on, like come to us. Brad's like, we got to get samples out. So Brad gets out and he gets these like mini cups. He starts pouring. He's like out in the games, giving people drinks. And
He's like, what's going on over here? Oh, here.
exactly. By the end, everyone knew who we were and knew what it was.
Well, we talked a little bit before we started the podcast of like people would stand there and like look at the truck and be like, Floso Dirty Soda. Like, what is that? And they're just like, and you're
I'm
like,
gonna get
just
tanked at 10 a.m.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
And so you're like, just try one, you know, and then
Yeah.
the kids or the parents would try one. And there was an ice cream shop right next to us. And they're like, I'm going to get this instead of ice cream that I was coming for. And then like, it was a 3-day tournament. And so like the first day was rough. And then Saturday was a lot better. Then Sunday was like, we were packed the whole time.
Once they get a taste and they figure out what you guys are, then they know what to do.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So who comes up with the flavors?
I mainly do.
Do you?
Yes. Well, I'm a recipe developer by trade, so that's something that I did in my other business or do in my other business. And so I had an idea, but we also, a lot of us have our own touches with it. So I think there's a few. We were just going through like the list of all of them, and like everybody at least has like a drink that they contribute to.
What's the wildest flavor you think you guys have?
The pickled
Oh,
one?
that is, I always forget about that drink. I hate pickles, but yes, we.
She's like, but it's great. You should come
It's
try it.
so good. I promise. Listen to me.
I would get it just because I like unusual flavors and
Yes.
mixing things together. Like, okay, I wouldn't expect that.
The pickle drink actually was Ashley, now that I think about it, because she saw someone in the South, a mom blogger named like Nima, and she was like, I'm going to get my drink. She goes to Sonic. She's like, a Dr. Pepper with pickle. And we went to like Top Golf one time. We're like, let's just order it. And it tastes like you're eating a burger and you're washing it down with a soda. And it's actually really good. And people come and they get it a lot. There's a guy that goes running, and then after his running, he comes and gets it.
That's like his reward.
Yeah, or like maybe pickle juice cramping. I don't know.
So if you just picture yourself like eating a hamburger, drinking like a
Yes.
all in one.
All in one.
Yes. So people
Which
who
sometimes
like
I do
pickles
that.
like it. Yeah.
I just do it all in one.
Yeah.
I don't know how Karlee makes like these recipes, because you were just asking how many different flavors there are and like how many different combinations you can have with. We have 8, 9 different sodas and like just all the different combinations that you can come up with. It can get overwhelming.
It's super overwhelming, but it's fun. And there's always like a base for it. So like one would be, we have a mango nata, which is like, would be like mango and chamoy. But like for us, we have it with a Coke, and then we do mango flavoring, mango puree, and then chamoy. So it's like a spicy mango Coke. It's really, really good. So that's also
So you get some spicy ones on there.
Yes. Yes, we do have the ones.
A little bit of a
because you gotta suck it down, and then you gotta get another one. So it's just
like, keep it coming.
Yep.
Keep it coming.
Yeah. We had a cinnamon one, I think, for Christmas, and we did it for Valentine's Day too, which was cinnamon and some like sweet heat spice. So it was like kind of like a red hot candy.
Well, and I keep watching your guys' social media, because it's one of those things to like go there and you see the name, but you're like, I don't know if I want to try it.
Yeah.
And it's one thing when it's like printed there, but then you guys do a really good job of like showing what goes into it.
Yeah,
And, like
thank
somebody
you.
So your social media is great.
Thank you.
So if anybody is not following them, you should.
100%.
Yeah.
I know for like coffee stands, even during the wintertime, like the ice drinks are sometimes the most popular. Are you guys finding that you're able to make it through like is it very cyclical as far as like when it's wintertime, maybe it falls off, but when it's summertime, it's like booming?
Yeah, I think we were really scared about winter. I think we knew it was going to not be too much of an issue because so many people have iced beverages in the winter. We put up like hot cocoa just to like give an option, but people still came for the dirty soda. I think it's a little lower in like November, December, that I kind of call it like the Starbucks time. Everybody goes for their PSLs or they have their like, Christmas drink.
Yeah.
But once January hit it back around, is back to normal and everything, people just love their dirty soda.
Yeah. We've, like I said, we haven't even been in business for a full year, so we don't have the data to say.
Compared
Like,
to last year.
Yeah.
Year over year, this is what we saw.
We're doing 100%
But-
last year.
I think we had like a week of like sunny weather in February, and it was like sales went way up, and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
it's sunny, and everybody wants a cold drink, and so I think we're anticipating that for the summer months, because we really didn't get in our position or in our location now until end of August, September,
September, yeah.
where we were more like permanent. People like knew where we were going to
Mhm.
be. We were before that we
Regular
were hopping
hours.
around to
Yeah.
different locations, and you had to follow us on Instagram to know where we were going to be
Mhm.
next. Kind of like the whole Chick-fil-A thing,
Yeah.
right? Like, where are they going to pop up next? You know,
Yeah.
you're kind of like trying to seek us out. If you weren't one of those people that were trying to seek us out, you weren't going to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now it'd be interesting to see this next summer when we're in our
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're anticipating
Now,
busy.
where's your spot right now? It's on Commercial
Commercial.
Street.
Commercial and Judson in the big red car wash
Okay.
parking lot. Yeah, you usually just see it like right across the street from Wendy's.
Yep, right next to Skyline Ford.
Yeah.
You don't know where the big red car wash is. So.
The
I
big
would say
red-
Wendy's and you would say Skyline Ford.
Yeah, you would say what? Well, there's a lot of Wendy's.
That's so
Yeah.
true.
Do you think you're pulling off any of the people from Wendy's maybe to go
That's
get a
such a
hamburger?
good question.
I think we're helping Wendy's, right? They
We're
come and get a drink, and then
helping.
they want to go get a burger.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Community.
You're
Yeah.
welcome, Wendy's.
Yeah.
Community over competition. There you go.
Yeah. But we were so close to South Salem that the kids will walk for their breaks or lunch
yeah.
or something and grab
Oh, I
food.
didn't think about that.
You know, going into school, I can see these cups.
Yeah.
Going in school, you got these colorful cups. People are like, "Oh, you went to Floso. I'm so
Yeah.
jealous. You get to go there for lunch and
Yeah.
grab your drink."
Oh yeah. Well, the
So-
cups are super important because this is our marketing right here.
Yeah.
If you take this anywhere you go shopping, we call it Floso in the wild anytime we see someone with a cup.
Floso in the wild.
Yeah.
I love it.
We get so excited.
You're
and
like,
it's
"I know
doing
them. I
our
know
job
them."
for us, Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, I know them. I mean, I hear
Can I
they're
get a
really
picture with your
beautiful
cup?
and gorgeous. So yeah.
So, who came up with the logo?
Oh my gosh. So we went with a designer together. What was it called? I think it's like 99 Designs, where you get like a bunch of people coming in and like bidding for your project.
Oh,
Which was good, but it also like gave us a ton of, you could tell it's straight AI.
Yeah.
oh,
And
really?
yeah. And then right at the last minute, this one came in and we were all just like, that's the one. And
It's got
it
the
just
retro look to it.
has it's
Mhm.
bold.
It's
but
clean.
it's retro, but it feels like, I don't know, it just feels timeless too. We loved it.
Well, I think you can also look at like the designers like past stuff they
Yes.
designed, and you and Ashley really liked like what she had designed or he had
Yeah.
designed before, and then made some edits or
Mhm.
some comments,
Mhm.
and they would go through and I
Yes.
think you have like 2 or 3 rounds where you can
Yeah.
make some edits
Once you
to it.
pick like, oh, you're the designer, we're gonna pick.
Yeah.
Then we worked with them on figuring out like where we wanted the dirty soda and what font that one was gonna be, because originally it was just the Floso.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, from the time that you guys had the idea to all of a sudden launch, what did that picture look like?
Oh my gosh.
It's like,
Well,
well, I mean, the
Yeah,
history, I
yeah.
guess, is my wife had the idea, right? And her and I decided that we were going to try and start the business on our own. And quickly, I think you guys were over at like a Super Bowl party or maybe it was a
Yes,
football
we
party
did.
that we had. And we had like all these flavors and all this like 2-liter bottles and stuff like that of soda. And trying, we're doing marketing with our friends and having
Yeah.
them try out, see if they would like it. And we
Market
realized
research.
market research. Thank you.
Market
Yes.
research,
And
R&D.
Yeah.
we quickly realized we did not have the time capacity to take on another business.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of put it to the wayside. And then Karlee and Daniel hit us up probably 6 months to a year later and it was like, hey, whatever happened to the dirty soda, business you
Yeah.
guys were doing? And we're like, we don't have time to do it. And they're like, well, we might
We
have some
have time,
time,
yeah.
And so
Yeah.
after that, it kind of went into
Took
more
off.
conversations
Mhm.
and yeah.
It was perfect too, because in my line of work, a lot of in photography and food photography, and I work with a lot of like bigger brands who are starting now to take a lot of that work in house.
Mm.
And so I was like, what am I going to do next? I think I need to get out of the digital space. And Ashley and I had talked for years randomly, just sometimes we're like, oh, we could do this cookie business or we could do whatever it was.
That's right. I forgot you guys were looking into a
Yes.
franchise for cookies.
We were, yeah. It was a couple years ago. And so it was like, well, I think we just do it. And Ashley and I have a birthday like 3 days apart. And so we went shopping and we just were like, let's do it. We're going to come up with a plan. We're going to take it to the husbands. And this is what we're going to do. And we talked that whole trip, which was a year ago in February. So, yeah. And then it took from there, we bought the truck.
April
in
was
March.
like when we actually started the operating agreement and all that fun legal
Did you buy a truck that was already set up for this, or did you guys have to retrofit something?
It was partially set up.
Yeah.
We bought it from a guy up in Portland that makes food trucks, but it's made for like as if you're cooking food.
Yeah.
And we don't need
okay.
any kind of burners or
Yeah.
deep fryers or any of that stuff. So we had to modify it quite a bit.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
had him do some of it, and then Daniel and I
Mhm.
and Carly and Ashley, we all had our kind of our hands on it
Yeah.
to make it work for the soda.
Yeah.
So
Which was hard and easy because
yeah, sure.
it was like there was some things that were just
We'll
like,
go with that.
well, because you don't know, like we've never like operated this thing. Like, how are we gonna, set it up best for operating? And
Yeah.
there was a lot of like trial and error in that, but they figured all that stuff.
We had
I was
it.
like,
We
"Do
had it
this."
at our house, and so
Yeah.
like after work, I'd go like tinker around and do little bits and pieces and stuff until
Yeah.
we got it kind of operational. And I think the first time we
Yeah.
tried it was we had a
That's right.
school party
Mhm.
for I have twins, and so their whole class came to our house, and we set up the truck as if we were serving customers. And we
Yeah.
gave it to the kids, and it worked
It-
good.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
The kids loved it, and we were kind of operating, and it's kind of like a test run. So
I'm so glad we had that test run
Yeah.
before CFC.
we had a
Um,
few explosions of soda everywhere in the truck.
So how many
You're like, it's fine. It's fine.
fine.
Everything's
how many
fine.
different like soda things do you guys have set up in there? I mean, you must have a lot.
like the soda machine.
Yeah.
We have one soda machine. We would love to have
Was-
more. But
was
there's
there
no
8?
space.
8 sodas
8
on
sodas on it.
Yeah.
and then soda water
And
is the
soda.
9th.
And soda's the base, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So we tried to make these at home.
Yeah.
They do not taste the same.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like you get like kind of ish. So, like, we had tried it, and then the girls and I were like, oh my gosh, this is so good. We wanted Brian to try it. So we bought the stuff and we like came home to make. Well, first off, I had to like Google to figure out where to find the recipe. Couldn't
Yeah.
find it anywhere.
Yeah.
And so, and I got Float the River for the first time. So
Yeah.
I'm Googling Float the River Dirty Soda. Nowhere. So in case you're wondering, you can't find it
Yeah,
anywhere. So,
We're gatekeepers.
Yeah.
I know. No, that's good. That's good. So I think we came back a second time, and I was like, "What is on there?" And so we bring it home,
so
and we're putting it together, and I'm like,
Like a corporate spy.
"We're kind of
Trying to find a
espionage."
recipe. How many pumps did you do there? Like,
Well, it was in sublimity, and I didn't want to drive all the way back into Salem, so I was trying to be efficient. Yeah, do not
But
recommend.
it is also
Make
hard
the drive.
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, the difference is huge in fountain soda. It's
Uh-huh.
just different. It's like why everyone loves a McDonald's.
yeah, there's a
Coke.
different taste to it. Why
Yeah.
is that?
I think it's just the freshness of the CO2 meeting the sugar and doing that whole reaction, and so you're getting it right off the bat instead of
Yeah.
canned from however many years ago. I
Yeah.
don't know days. But the other thing that is really nice is like when we were testing this. Remember, I was testing those recipes and I was doing it with my ice, and then
Mm.
once we started using our ice, it was like the ratios were completely different. So,
Right.
What does that mean? Your ice versus?
well, this is like a pebble ice. So
Uh-huh.
if you're putting in like, a refrigerator ice, just like the surface area is different. So you might be getting more or less soda.
Oh, okay.
versus-
The ice we use is kind of like the Chick-fil-A ice, and
Mhm.
you can I feel like you can like chew on it if you want.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
it's
the
like-
nugget ice.
Yeah.
Like
So we
nuggets.
actually have that at home, and we were
Yes.
using this. Still did not taste the same. So just for the make the drive, I'm
I
just saying.
so appreciate
Yeah.
that. Thank you.
Do not try to copy. Do
Yeah.
not try to
It's
DIY.
always easier
it.
when someone else does it for you.
It is, I mean,
Yes.
it's just better, and they're nice, and they just smile. and
Because
laugh.
we spent like $60 worth of stuff for a $2 drink.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we're trying to tell Brian, we're like,
So
doesn't it taste good? He's like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And so they're like, no, let's try it again. Let's try it again. And it just
we had a
yeah.
party. We had a kids party.
Yeah.
We had the stuff set up because the kids like
So nice.
doing it. So, but they were just doing maybe like 20 pumps of this
Yeah.
and like so
It's like you get
Yeah.
the syrup, and it's like, look, 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 look,
Yeah.
look, look.
That's gonna be sweet.
It's just sugar.
Yeah,
They're
just
happy
a
with
pure
that.
sugar. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
don't do that anymore.
Yeah, yeah,
We,
yeah.
we learned our lesson.
So you guys have big plans of expansion.
Mhm.
Yes, tell us about
Tell us about that.
Well, I mean, from the beginning, we sat down and we knew that we didn't just want one location. We don't know how and when and where that looks, but yeah, the truck is just the beginning for us. We're trying to get into brick and mortar right now. We have some feelers out for something, right?
Yeah, well, I think at the Big Red Car Wash is
Mm-hmm.
he's eventually going to build a coffee shop, soda shop, for us. Hopefully that'll be done by 2026.
Oh, I thought you meant like he was
26.
building a competition. I was like,
No,
I was like, so we need to boycott this one. No, I'm just kidding.
no, he's
I'm
been
just
great to
kidding.
work.
Everybody
with.
go there. Everybody go there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so so that's really exciting because honestly, real estate and especially drive-through real estate in Salem
Yeah.
is really hard to get
Yeah.
into. They're either building them, they've already built them for like small coffee shops that aren't going anywhere,
Yeah.
or they're building them for like Wendy's and bigger.
Right.
stuff.
But we sat down when we first were deciding, like,
Mhm.
do we want to do this business, and like kind of set up some long-term goals.
Mhm.
And the goal was to expand to the Northwest,
Mhm.
because we knew that the other dirty soda competition didn't really want to be in the Northwest because
Mhm.
it's very heavy coffee, right? I mean, there's a Starbucks in every corner, and now there's Dutch Brothers everywhere, and so our goal is to eventually be Oregon, Idaho, Washington.
Northwest,
Um,
Northern
So
California.
like that's our long term
Yeah.
big picture goals.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Chick-fil-A and like their food truck, and
Yeah.
that's kind of what I thought with our truck. Like
Yeah.
once we have a brick and mortar, we can move that truck to like
Mhm.
maybe our next location,
Yeah.
and then we get a permanent brick and mortar there,
Yeah.
and then move that truck to kind of test out different markets
Yeah.
and see, is this a good spot for us before we dive into a long term lease or build a
Mhm.
building or something like that. So
I know for a while there was some brands of like they'd have like two different type of like food type items, and one company or two companies would be sharing like a space, and you can order from like if you can find something like
Oh,
a
like
Bow
a-
and Vine, and they serve like Floso also. I mean that'd be
Yes.
awesome.
We love Bowen Vine.
Yeah.
We just had them on not too long
Burger
ago.
Boy, yeah, I
Yeah.
saw. He's so
Love
great.
them.
we
Yeah.
were
they're
we were
great.
like by each other at the state
Yes,
fair, and I
yes.
think we traded our drinks and
And
burgers
I was
all.
like, this is not a fair trade.
Oh yeah,
Oh, our
Yeah.
poor kids
I was
still
like,
going over there. I'm like, don't take advantage of it.
They were great. They
It
were
was
like,
great.
take 'em a
so
soda.
great.
yeah.
It
The
was
amount of
so
pairing you
nice.
could say, yeah, this burger with this drink.
Yes, yes, exactly. This
like
is what
it.
I'd suggest. We try to do that. I try to get the girls sometimes to do that when they have, or I'm sorry, we do have a boy. The employees.
The family.
Yes.
people.
Yeah. If the employees they'll get lunch or something like that,
Yeah.
I'm like, make a video and show what you're drinking with it, what you would pair. So
Yeah.
like we try to get that going as much as possible, but it's busy in there.
Yeah.
And there's
So-
not a lot of space in there either.
Not a lot of space.
So do you do
Yeah.
all your social media?
I do, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty awesome. You're doing
Yeah.
your job. So
She's
right.
amazing
Thank
at it.
you.
Like she'll like just take a couple videos of things, and like in 2 minutes later, it's like posted on Instagram, and
I
it's
wish my
like
brain worked
amazing.
like
I'm
that.
like, how did you just whip that up that quick? And you're like,
Are you very like, this is my thing, and if someone else does it, like,
No, because content is king. So
Yeah.
like if it's good or it's bad, it's better out than perfect.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So you don't have like your grid set up like this has to be the next thing I post, or else it's gonna mess everything up.
Yeah, I think that is such a interesting. Such a good. Like
that's how my brain works.
That is how you bring it. And I think that was a strategy. I would call it pre 2020.
Yeah.
And now everybody just wants real. So they just want more. And if the grid doesn't look whatever, as long as you
Yeah.
go to your Instagram and you see like I know what I'm going to get here.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. Yeah.
All right, so
People want errors and they want real and
they want to
just-
be like, aha.
yes, exactly. Yeah.
So not perfect like
Yes.
marketing almost. They want the
Yes.
behind the scenes. They want to see you
Yes.
guys from your angle making the sodas and serving it to people,
I
not
think
just
people are tired of like the polished stuff where
Yeah.
everything looks
Mhm.
perfect.
because
and
everything's AI now. So
Oh,
it's
But
like
it makes you feel bad about yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or you're just
or
like,
but there isn't like a human connection to it.
Yeah.
I think people really again want that human connection to what they're buying and who they're buying it
Yeah.
from. I think
we talked about that. It was like the connection with the small businesses that's coming back.
Yeah.
People don't like the corporate stuff and the corporate look and the corporate feel of everything. They want something that's more down to earth. And,
we think that's amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah,
we're all for that.
good. I'm glad.
So you guys are you want an actual brick and mortar
Mhm.
drive through somewhere,
Hmm.
and but you're the person you're renting from says they'll actually build something for you right there.
Yeah, it was actually kind of crazy. Actually, you can tell the story because you're the one who.
Well, we were just
encountered
trying to
them.
find a place to park the truck, and so I'm like Google mapping like where's some big parking lots, along Commercial or Lancaster. Those are like the two areas that we were looking. And I reached out to quite a few different businesses, and I happened to email the Big Red Car Wash, and I thought it was a chain or something like that, but it's just owned by a local guy, and he's got maybe 5 or 6 car washes here. He emailed me back and was like, actually, like I'm going to expand the car wash because he has 1 bay and he wants 2 bays, and he's like, the city is making me put a coffee shop out front.
Really? They're
They
making them?
are?
Yeah.
Right. And I guess the idea is like it's going to be right along Commercial Street and it's supposed to hide the line of the car wash so you don't see a bunch of cars. I
And
don't know.
I think
I'm not
the
exactly
city
sure.
wants buildings closer to the sidewalk to make it more of a walking city.
Yeah, that as well. And he
Oh.
was just like, I really don't want another coffee shop.
Right.
You know, he goes, but it's like kind of what it's only set up to be. He's like, I like soda. And he's like,
And I
I'd
think
rather.
he said something before, like few days before he reached out. He reached out to Swig.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was looking into the business
You
himself.
reached out to Swig?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and then a few days later, Brad's like, do. And he was like,
hello, my name
"That's
is Brad.
weird."
Yeah. I mean, it all kind of worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes us there and we enjoy,
Yeah.
the space. It's a great location
Great
right there on
location.
South.
Does he get free drinks?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Does he?
And we get free
You're
car
like, of
washes.
course.
So
Oh,
yeah,
See?
it works
Mutually
out.
beneficial. I
Yeah.
like it.
I'm guessing with your model, it's easier to get people through the line too. You're not sitting there
Yes.
brewing coffee. And
Yes.
No, it's quick. Like when
Yeah.
you go through, it's very quick.
The longest part is waiting for them to order.
Yes.
Like they're
The
looking at all the
POS.
options and
Yeah.
they're kind of going,
Yeah.
and so like the regulars, they know what
Yes.
they want. They come
Yeah.
in there, order it, and they're
We're
out.
like,
in
oh, it's the
2
main
minutes.
street. Make two main
Yeah.
streets.
Yeah.
We really try to get it through because we want that idea that people can just like come in, go in and out. If they see
Yeah.
a line, I want that to feel like they can like if they're running late for work, they can still make it in time. So
We need like a soda flight. Like
I
a-
know.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yes, I actually was thinking about that. But how do we do the ratios?
That's true. You'd have to make the whole drink
whole
and then
drink.
like
Yeah. We're gonna brainstorm this.
Yeah.
We're gonna think tank it.
You can come back and try it on Brian.
Yeah.
He'll be
Yeah.
like,
There you go.
I like getting flights. So, you go to the bar, like, I don't know what to get. So just give me everything.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you stress people out when you get flights because the waitress or waiter will come up and they'll be like, "What do you want?" He's like, "Bring me 5 of anything." And they're like, you can see the panic on their face, like, "Well, what do you like?" He's like, "I really like anything."
I
They're
will
like,
eat or drink anything.
Yeah.
They're thinking like, if I bring the wrong thing, he's gonna like, I'm not paying now. I don't
Oh,
like
yeah,
this thing you
totally.
brought me. Now I'm not gonna
yeah,
pay.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, I promise,
Yeah.
it's fine." Or like, I'll go get something for him. I'm like, "What do you want?" He's like, "Surprise me." I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
tell me what you want. I
Yeah.
don't want to surprise you." He's like, "I will literally like anything." I'm like, "I don't care."
So true. Well, yeah, that's
It's stressful to me to order it.
it is, and that's what we say to our employees too. Because I said, like day one, I'm like, try drinks, try all the drinks, because someone's gonna ask you for your favorite, and you're gonna need to be ready.
I did that because we pulled up.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what I'm ordering.
Yeah.
and there was a
And she asked people like, "What's your favorite?" And you can tell like, my favorite is number 12.
it's Tuesday.
Is it really?
I'm supposed to say this one, but whoever was there, they were like, "Oh no, you have to try this
Yes.
one." And I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do it."
Oh yeah, and we have great employees too. They're all of them are so excited about what we're doing, and they're a part of it too. They're so, I mean, they are our ambassadors too, and you can just like see it at the window, and they're like, oh, okay, so these are the most, these are the ones that sell the most, but this is my favorite, but I like it with this,
I love it.
I know.
You guys got Floso stickers?
We do.
Do you
Why did I
really?
not bring stickers?
You can throw
Daniel will be so disappointed.
Daniel-
Daniel's our sticker guy.
Yeah, you got put some stickers up on our board.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll bring you stickers.
Bring
Okay.
some stickers.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I was thinking though the flight would be a great idea because Daniel, Carlee's husband, has been wanting to go visit like businesses and like kind of display or like have people try our drinks.
Yeah.
And if he could make a few flights
We gotta make
and like hand them out, so if there's
almost
business
like
owners
do
listening,
they have
let us
cups
know
or
if they want a
maybe-
flight.
You want
a
a flight?
smaller version of like these type of cups? What sizes do you guys have?
Yes, we have 16, 24, and
32 ounce.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
is
but
this
we
one?
had like little sample cups like we talked
Yeah.
about at
Yeah.
that soccer tournament. We had these little sample cups that we would give out and they're
Mhm.
just I don't know.
Have,
couple-
have like a little tiny straw with it too?
Three. Yes, we did
You
actually. We
did.
cut the straws.
Your daughter did that.
People are walking around like,
It's my
I know.
European size drink.
"Look at me, I'm fancy."
Yeah.
Espresso for dirty soda.
So many fun things you could do.
Yeah.
So this is awesome. So you guys are going to expand. You're going to expand your menu. And do you guys ever have like this is like a new test type
Yes.
flavor? What's your test flavor right now?
Right now we are testing with what's it called? Protein shake. Adding
Oh,
protein
yeah.
shake. Some people
Really?
want to, like have some protein in it. It's good. It's like nice and creamy.
Yeah.
It's not good with energy, but it's good with soda.
Oh, is it like curdle it or something like it?
Almost immediately. Yeah. So, mistakes were made. So like anyway.
There's a flavor
Here's the
for
fun.
everybody.
Yeah. But yeah, so like our idea too was like we wanted when we built it out the menu, we really wanted to focus on like what Northwest people want, people in the Pacific Northwest. So, for example, we had have a Marionberry cheesecake, kind of an ode to like Salem. But we wanted to kind of have a big menu and then create the menu based off of what gets ordered. And so we also have seasonal menus that come out. And usually in those seasonal menus, there's like a showstopper. So in fall, we had a fluffy Coke come out, which is marshmallow fluff on the like rim of the soda.
Marshmallow fluff.
Yeah, like it's
like the cream
the cream.
stuff. Yeah.
And
It's like a mix between like marshmallow and whipped cream.
It's like
Is it like
marshmallow.
a
Jets,
Jell-O
yes,
type
Okay.
yes,
The
Jell-O.
coffee
Okay.
shops are doing that. It's like the little
Mhm.
thick foam stuff that's on top of it.
Yeah. So we put that on the cup. We put like Coke in it. We do a toasted marshmallow flavoring in it.
Yeah.
And it went so well. We graduated it to the main menu. And we are kind of just toying with that to sort of build a menu based off of what our customers want.
Okay.
Do you take suggestions from people? Like,
Totally.
do you really?
Yes.
Jalapenos. And,
Yeah.
This is what we want.
Yeah.
For
Should
sure.
I bring some hot sauce? No, I'm
Yeah. Yeah, they'll write to us, or sometimes we have a thing on our Instagram too. We do trying our customers custom orders, and so if we know someone always like gets the same thing, we're like we try it for ourselves on Instagram. So yeah.
How many menus have we come out with so far? Like these like seasonal menus. I feel like we've like 4 or 5 different menus,
I think we've
and they're like 4 or 5
3.
drinks. Oh, 3.
3, but we also had like some like drop like just a random drink drop.
Oh,
we
yeah.
had,
What was the one for Halloween? That one's still around.
the Wednesday, that one got to the menu. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just a 1-day drink.
Yeah.
And it was
Like squid ink and stuff like that in there.
yeah,
The drink's
we
like
did-
black.
The drink was black. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have it black anymore, but I
Oh,
feel like we should because it's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's red raspberry, blue raspberry, Dr. Pepper, vanilla cream.
Okay.
It's really good.
So it still stays kind of dark looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you dyed, I think. Didn't you
I
like
did
make?
dye it.
Yeah, made it
Yes.
look even darker for Halloween.
It was so cool. I love Halloween. So.
But like people
teeth
still
are all
order
black.
it. Don't people
Oh,
still order
people-
that?
Yeah, we actually had to put it into
Yeah.
the POS. So and then that was a 1-day drink, but it's
Wow.
ordered all the time.
So what's the secret drink?
Ooh.
There's a
Do you
secret drink.
have
I
a
know there
secret
is.
drink?
I'm looking at Brad. I'm trying to think.
Are
Well,
you gonna go with like the orange-sicle Brad style?
Brad style. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna bring it up on the
He's gonna bring
podcast.
This is why I didn't want to invite you.
She knew you were going to be a problem.
I know.
Okay, so to be fair, it is good, but the orangesicle is Sprite, orange, and coconut because I like the creaminess of the
Yeah.
coconut, which But Brad likes the vanilla.
I'm difficult. You can say it.
So then anytime somebody would order it with vanilla, he'd be like, "Oh, it's Brad style." So then he is now Brad style.
It's all it is.
orangesicle.
Instead of coconut syrup, it's vanilla syrup, and I do
Yeah.
vanilla cream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's good.
Okay, so you
It's
can
great.
order any drink and just say Brad style, and then they're going to change it to the
They
vanilla.
may not know, but yeah,
Some people.
I
do.
know.
Just
When
show up and be
people-
like, I'll take the Brad. Like-
People will say it at the menu, and I know it's because Brad literally goes, "Hey, say it this way," just to
They'll be like,
Yeah.
I'll have.
Yeah,
like-
just to mess with her.
So
Well, it's awesome that you guys are doing so well. That this has taken off for you guys, and you're going to expand possibly.
Floso Nation.
That's right.
Oh, I like the
We
sound of
could-
that.
yeah.
me too.
You guys
Put it
got
on
to.
his
Also, worldwide is even better.
Oh,
Yeah. You guys gonna have like a
Prestige
little like
worldwide.
app, like one of those apps you can like scan it or
Oh,
something.
That's what we want. Everything.
Yeah.
We want it all.
Everything. Yeah.
We're on like DoorDash and
We're on DoorDash and Grubhub.
Grubhub. Yeah.
Mhm.
What?
Really?
Yeah,
You get a lot of orders on there.
we do. Yeah. Not as much on Saturday because people just have the time to go. But
Yeah.
yeah. We're trying to get people to order it online more. I
Don't
think
tell our kids that because all of a sudden somebody's gonna be driving
some
all
of these
around
drinks look
Celebrity.
like a kid got a hold of their parents' DoorDash.
Do they?
Because you can put as many syrups as you want.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they're
like
like, I'm just gonna click all of them.
20, gummy bears, and it's like 17
I don't know. That could be
cherries.
some adults.
Yeah,
Just
that's
saying.
true.
Why are we taking 95 of these?
I'm like, you know what? Don't knock until you try it.
I know.
They want to pay for it.
I didn't
love
know
it.
you can like actually build your own from
Oh,
scratch.
yeah. Customize anything. For sure.
That's a lot of. I mean, there's like a whole Dr Pepper following, and
Mhm.
there's so many people that they have their certain Dr Pepper
Yeah.
drink that they want,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
These are all like Pepsi product type stuff. Or is there-
Pepsi and Coke.
Oh,
Since we own our soda machine
Yeah.
outright, we can put whatever we want on it. So
power.
I know.
Wow.
That's pretty great.
Well, it was
Limitless.
limitless.
it was awesome meeting you guys. I'm
Thank
glad
you.
we kind of put a face to the business now.
Thank you
driving
so
down
much
the
for having us.
Yeah.
She's like,
road. So I had no idea about your background too, with
Oh,
all the
yeah.
photography and all that.
Yes.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
It is cool. I feel like it's just everything that like led me to this moment too, which is so great to have all that background for a reason. So
Yeah. I
right,
mean,
Brad?
I'm impressed by all the stuff you do because I am that is not the way my brain works, and so it's amazing.
Yeah. Well,
it's cool. It's a team effort, and you guys are friends, and it's the whole family's kind of involved in this, which makes it, I think, a good business.
thank you. Yeah, and I think people sometimes like, why would you do it together? But it's like if you want to do something big, you can't do it alone. And so having us start out with 4 people who have all very unique giftings and backgrounds has made it probably so easy and probably such a credit to our success too, because alone probably we couldn't do it, and together it really is the reason why we're able to be here, less than a year and in business. And
I agree.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming on the podcast and bringing us drinks. That was awesome
That was
too.
amazing.
Yeah, and yeah, I want a sticker.
yes,
I want a sticker.
I want a sticker.
we have
29 gummy
we have
bears.
a spring sticker coming out too, so
Awesome.
you gotta come for that.
Okay.
So,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah, we know where to take our kids on Saturday.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on. Thank
Yeah,
you so
thank
much.
you guys.
Thanks.